Hello everyone, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be looking for 3D modeling software and how to render your visualizations, which software is best for it, which can interact with each other, how much does it cost, and can you do that for free? So stick with us, watch the video, press like and share. Thank you everybody. So we started our journey today by asking ChatGPT what it could offer for us for software for modeling and rendering, and preferably that software should be compatible between each other, so we don't need to redo things when we're modeling and then moving that in 3D space to present visualizations. We got the answer that it might be Blender. As far as I know, is open source software. You don't need to pay for it. So if you never tried anything before, I would suggest to try it out. I guess we have lots of training material online to learn it, and it's completely free, so you can start your first project with Blender. Coohom is already expensive software, which offers quite swift design modeling, but it doesn't allow too much of customization. Where SketchUp and AutoCAD is pure 3D modeling software enterprise level, so you can do almost everything in there. SketchUp is very compatible with lots of tools for rendering, where AutoCAD is actually used for architecture design, which could actually help for you to start your 3D modeling and just update your design on top of it. I know we got our offers from ChatGPT, but as always, you don't necessarily need to rely on everything what ChatGPT tells you. Usually it's my kind of boost for thought, and actually, from my previous experience, I want to add one more software to the list. It is a DeFi rendering software, which we'll be talking a little bit later about. So now we're looking at Coohom, 3D modeling and rendering software. Actually, I created this flat just by picking up a default interior plan, and actually with AI capability, I put the furniture in it and uploaded the table, which is actually from SketchUp 3D warehouse. And as we might see, you can do various stuff like turn things around, resize them, and I think you can slightly remodeling them, but actually not a lot of customization. When we're looking at the rendering of default objects, it looks very good. It's actually of a high quality, whereas imported table from SketchUp doesn't look very nice. And I think that's a flaw of this rendering software, because you can't add too much of customization. And as we're working with AI, you may see that couch put in there was misplaced. Actually, it kind of overlaps with the wall, and it's way too big for this room. So AI capabilities also kind of standing behind in here. And I do not expect of any AI tool in design software. It actually should come from your mind, from your imagination, and you should put software that fit for space. With this also we can actually model and create our designs, but as I don't have too much of experience, I don't believe I will be very fast and productive in here. So I'd rather move to another one. And now I'm just showing you the top-notch interior design with a 3D walkthrough. It's been created with Unreal Engine. It's very powerful enterprise-level software to create effects and interior that you can only imagine. It's almost as real, and you can interact with it. But it's so complicated. For instance, this guy providing tutorial about how to create box. And this poor guy was spending like 11 minutes just to create a box. That's way beyond our timelines that we can work with. So we might need more flexible software where we can work much faster. And this is D5 Render that I mentioned that I used before, and I still believe it's one of the best rendering software in the market at the moment. If we having a SketchUp product that we created and we importing into D5 Render, we're actually getting real-time rendering where we can actually adjust things as they are, and they immediately changing in the ending scene. On top of your SketchUp model, you can add custom things into it, so it not necessarily have to be 3D designed by yourself. You're kind of creating flat or the house, you're applying furniture, putting things into it. But when it comes to all the materials, you can select from thousands in a D5 rendering software, so you don't necessarily need to do anything more in SketchUp rather than just to place things in their places. You even can add tables, people, plants, cars, even make them move and create some kind of walkthrough experience. For instance, here is VR export from D5 render, where you can actually allow your customer to change colors of the floor, change colors of the kitchen. Even you can change couch itself, so they can show how living room would be looking with this gray couch or with a green couch. Now you see like a 3D experience in VR setup. So if you have VR glasses and you can offer your client just to walk through his new house, it would be brilliant for them to look at it. I think it adds really huge value to our clients. Now let's talk a little bit about SketchUp, and this is the software that I've been using for a long time, and I still believe that I'm gonna be using that for my designs in the future. As you may see, SketchUp has its own 3D warehouse where, if I'm not mistaken, there are millions of items that you can just download instead of creating yourself. And those might be someone created from their imagination, or those might be real items like from IKEA or Minotti furniture, couches, tables. Not all of them perfect. For instance, you need to check for surface count. The higher the amount of the surfaces, the more detailed model is. If you choose something like with less surfaces, then it might be a bit edgy and lower quality. But actually, you might find exact models from the magazine, like Minotti chair, and you can just put it in your modeling. And that would be easier for your customers to show where they can buy those things, because those are real, those are not from your imagination. And I think that's also added value for our clients. Also, they have extension warehouse. And if you look at the extensions, there are also multitude of them. There are, I think, more than 1,000 extensions. What extensions does is actually the enriching experience of your SketchUp modeling. You might make things faster, and actually it's plenty of tutorials online how to do things. For instance, Justin Gaze, actually, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, created dozens, I don't know, like hundreds of tutorials how to use various SketchUp. I think that's a passion of his. And not only SketchUp, he is actually good at explaining all the extensions which are not necessarily SketchUp oriented. But you will find all the material that you need to, how to use them and make your things faster. It's something you can just watch before this falling asleep and actually explore capabilities. Actually, myself, I used just a few of them, and that was enough for me. Another cool thing is actually SketchUp layout, which comes with a subscription. And in my projects, I actually used a lot of layout. If you look at the end of a project, usually it consists of 3D visualizations, so people could see how it might look in the future, what colors their flat or house might be. But also a vast majority of the project is measurements, where the wall's gonna be, where electricity socket's gonna be, where I'm gonna hang my lamp, where water will appear, etc., etc. So layout is, I would say, most important thing for your customers actually to implement your design, not only be inspired by it, but actually to do things on site. And it might include everything like floor plans, ceiling plans, where to hang the lamp, door plans, and what they need to maybe change, move the wall or something else. Everything has to be reflected in layout. Also, you can add your branding in it, like what the date of the project, who has created, what's the contact. In layout, you might add your shopping cart, so instance, where to find the exact item that you used in your design. So you kind of even might place the price of that item, internet reference where you can order it. And very quickly, I wanted to show you one of the kind of extensions to the SketchUp. It's Enscape. It's paid extension, so you might decide do you want to use it or not, but it's kind of also helping to create walkthrough interior videos, which you can show to your clients so they could experience more of your design. Now let's look at the prices. Coohom costs 75 euros per year. You can create quick 3D models and visualizations, but it lacks customization. D5 rendering, I would say free is not enough, so we might use $360 per year for paid subscription. SketchUp, I think we might need Pro, so we could get the layout, so we could create 2D designs as well. So 337 euros per year. And if we go for Enscape, also for nice rendering and virtual walkthroughs, it might cost around 45 euro per month. So today we looked at the software which can help you to create 3D designs and render those in nice visualizations. You understood how much it costs, and it might seem quite expensive. But in the next video I will explain you how to do your portfolio entirely for free and how to get your first client before even you buying any software element. Should you believe that I forgot something or you want to ask questions, just leave your comments below and I will try to reply as soon as I get it. So stay tuned, stick with the channel, press like and subscribe and follow us. Thank you.